HaWah, the mythical straits of ANION. ANION, you know the strait. The relationship between the new Spanish discoveries and the Terra Nova in the Asian continent was not yet fathomed, but all of Marco Polo's kingdoms were placed close at hand in the northwest, ready to be absorbed by forthcoming expeditions. Developing the idea a little further, after the discovery of the mainland north of the isthmus, we find that the maker of the MS map, illustrated in outline, has placed Prester John and his idolatrous neighbors not very far from Mexico. Okay? So we don't have to find too many more sources that connect Prester John to America, right? And America to Jerusalem, America to the promised land, my nugget. It's happening all over, all over the Facebook, and this is where we got this map from in the British Museum. Let's see if I can get it in reader mode. Yeah, okay, there we go. I like this. There we go. Outline copy of MS map in the British Museum showing connection between Marco Polo's Asia and the new lands. And this between vector here is the Bering Strait of today, but then it was called the Strait of, say it with me, boss, ANIAN. ANIAN. Come. Just checking all right. We working it out. ANIAN. All right, then you got this popular Tan Duke that keeps popping up with the Genghis Khan Prester John War in the Sword of the East, also known as Tangu. We got that. ANIAN. Let's just keep going. I'm just catching everybody all the way up to the water, because, I mean, y'all say y'all ready for the water, but you sure you wanna? You sure y'all ready, to swim this deep in the water? Man, we about to go into the ANION flow and approach ANION with the Fountain of Youth flow. We're gonna combine the ANION and the Fountain of Youth and good old-fashioned drinking water. Let's talk ANION, since we know we're talking America, Corvera, Iberu. ANION, straight to ANION is this vector point here. Okay, I could dig that. I could dig it. All right, man. Let's go, man. They trying to hijack my map, man. I don't appreciate this. Let me get out of it. I don't like reader mode no more. Let's go back to regular mode. They hijack it, man. But yeah, the India Superior, and of course right there, big as day, you see Prester John, man. And why would the British Museum have this situation if it was just some crazy farce that's been just proven to be some forgery farce, right? Oh man, okay. Let's get it. Hijack City. Okay. Let me just do it like this. A little bit. Okay, all right, I'll take that. So Prester John, clear as day on the map, right? You got to do the recon and know that when we talk Prester John, we talking about a black man, right? A copper colored Khan, right? I got to say it so we break out the spell, right? Just talking about a brother, right? Who is King David of your BC biblical timeline, but they added over 1,000 years to all native lands, all native land. And this part right here where the vector is reaching is the Strait of ANION. Okay, I'm just making it clear as we proceed, which would be this vector point here, which would also be known as the Bering Strait. And they say the natives crossed the Bering Strait, so they always have this native Bering Strait story. We're bringing it into an indigenous ANION story, not his story, our story. Got my flutes playing, man. I know it's a very hijacked time of the everybody know how to dodge these hijacks by now, but I just figured y'all needed a con today to play some flutes on you, man. Talk a little ANION, a little Prester, John, just do what we do, man. Just pop off, man. And these flutes are on 432 hertz, man, making it even better, man. Even better. Vibrate. Activate. It's been a body bag for the illusion at this point, man. We just over here just ether walking across the sky, man. Five Eyes Ma take the wheel. Man, Natural by Law over there, ether walking. Y'all go, man, check out Natural by Law today, man. You want to really ether up when they do their Christmases and all this, man. You want to get that vibration, man. Go to Natural by Law, get that vibration right quick, man. Then go eat the up with CJ Battle, man. Then go get that mem sauce with yourself to read. You know what I'm saying? Get some drop, that's going to validate everything, man, in the classroom of Cootie Mayo. Shout out to UB, man. Count up today, man. I'm doing my part. We here, man. This is the 149th installment of your Prester Child investigation, man. And we looking for ANION, right? Okay. So they telling us in this document, the mythical straits of ANION. This was published by Godfrey Sykes in 1915, in the Bulletin of American Geographical Society, Volume 47. We need sources. We need sources. Oh, we in Tucson, Arizona, man, same place where they're discovering all those Kalalus artifacts and bodies on bodies in Kalalus. Yeah. A lot of our ancestors' bodies, literally, nobody's claiming them, But they got Hebrew artifacts coming out there, swords coming out there, acting like Nagas didn't, understand sword work. We already got them, man. Here it says, when the great Venetian traveler Marco Polo returned from his eastern wanderings, 1295, he brought back for the use of geographers and future travelers a fund of information concerning Eastern Asia, which was to serve as a main source of such knowledge for the next 500 years. And I'm saying we in Eastern Asia, this is the Far East. It was thus inevitable that as the wave of Spanish exploration swept across the newly discovered American continent, more than 2 centuries later, this is written in 1915, men should instinctively turn to his pages for information concerning that mystic land of Cathay. Go get 148. We, you know, we go in on the Cathay, connecting it with the Katai and the Catan, and 147 as well. We did. We know this Cathay is America, right? We know this Cathay is Cateo, right? So which it was now conceived had been so nearly reached by these new travelers. So they thought, and they were correct in knowing that they had reached the land of Cathay. Kapangu. Because this is a map of America in the way that China has been believed it to be, which a whole pilot showed King Henry VII, the year 1500. And North America, Florida here got the word Cathay, Cathay. This is the Great Khan of China. So this was their China. This was their Kana. They wouldn't say cha-cha, it would be a hard K, Kena or Kana. And this is the Khan of Kana. Like Canada, Khan, land unknown, yeah, Canada, right? Cathay, India. Japan is originally the island of Kapangu, in between Florida and the mainland, before they renamed everything, just like the Garden of Eden video we showed. You know, they renamed everything over there. They renamed everything. This is the great, that's why old boy, the jabroni, said this is among the highest degree of information, to know that they renamed everything, flipped your map, man, that you're in the Far East, that you are the Orient, right? You are the Cathay, found in Caithness. Cathay is America. So when we talk about his pages of information concerning that mystic land of Cathay, which it was now conceived had been so nearly reached by these new travelers, as Cortez and his followers pushed forward, however, into the vast regions which lay to the north and west of their first line of entry into the continent, and found little save semi-naked savages, where oriental splendor and civilization were looked for. Who they calling savages? Who they calling semi-naked? You know what I'm saying? The first picture gradually faded away, and it was at length realized that more exploration must take place upon and around Balboa's new ocean before the coveted, right? Ain't that part of our code? Not to be covetous, jealous, to where you stealing, right? Breaking the code. The coveted land of Kublai Khan and his descendants could be attained. Attain means they don't got it yet, but they want it. And Kublai's connected with Genghis, and they've been trying to steal the land of Prester John. Right here in America, boss. Right here in America. We're talking ANION, let's go. But before the passing of this dream, the belief that the Chinese Empire had been nearly reached had sufficed to fill the maps of the new continent with kingdoms, cities, rivers, mountains, borrowed from Marco Polo or other less well-known Eastern travelers. And these were placed upon the blank spaces or fitted by eager cartographers to suit natural features described by returning voyagers. An instance of this perhaps pertainable or pardonable professional enterprise is to be found in the Ruch's map, published in Rome 1507 and used to illustrate an edition of Ptolemy's works. Ruch's map, my nine. 1507. So we're learning that when we look at and dig on maps 1500, in this case, 1507, 1530s, we start seeing a lot of Asia majors popping up. We have a whole list of them. Here's another one, the Orientis Finds map that we've been digging on. Because in Drop Nation, we enjoy digging on cartography. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about cartography, man, but we enjoy digging on it, man. We enjoy knowing where's Asia. We want to know. We're going to stay in the 1500s. Matter of fact, we're going to stay right here at 1531. Like I said, these 1500s maps, they ain't no play. They want us to believe, oh, well, that was just before we knew better. Nah, 'Cause here there ain't no North America and there ain't no cap on my number 2 pencil, con. Yeah, here there's another Cathay. Huh? Do we need more substantiating witnesses and recon? And what does the Ganges River have to do with the river flowing out of paradise? The Kanka. There's different names for these paradisical rivers, these paradise rivers, but we talked about it before. My wave surfers, get the drop, man. Surf the wave. We talking Cathay. We talking Asia, not little Asia, big. This is Asia, boss. Big dragon pants, India superior Asia, boss. This is America. This is Asia. Florida, Asia. That's why they got China. That's why it's called China, right? Okay. Kapagu. That's why they call it Cathay. Because this is Asia. The Chinese sail upon this ocean. Cathay. Okay. Got it. We just like to get cartography when we're talking about Cathay, the land of Cathay, and what Marco Polo talking about in 1295. Remember, Genghis Khan invaded Prester John 1202, as well as the Western Shia, which are the Olmec. Remember, the Shia are the Olmec. And the Western Shia and the Mongol history connect with the Olmec history, and it's being invaded at the same damn time by the same damn person. Whack-ass Genghis Khan, who's a black man. We got that before. We got that painted. Genghis Khan a black man. He's a black man. Aight. So by the time we get here, right, then we get to what we just read. The relationship between the new Spanish discoveries and Terra Nova and the Asian continent is not yet fathomed, but all of Marco Polo's kingdoms were placed close at hand in the northwest, ready to be absorbed by forthcoming expeditions. Developing the idea a little further, after the discovery of the mainland, north of the isthmus, we find that the maker of the MS map, illustrated in outline, has placed Prester John near Mexico. And they say idolatrous neighbors because, King David sure did have some idolatrous neighbors. How many psalms did he write saying he is encompassed and surrounded by his enemies, right? Prester John had to keep in check Gog and Magog, huh? He was watching over these hijacks in a sense, keeping them in check. But what we need to get from this is Prester John is very near Mexico. Very near Mexico, like ANION. Like Asia Major. And is Mexico just Paris? Is this the original Paris, renamed over here? Paris, the original Venice here. Paris, Cathay, Asia, India, Florida. Yeah, okay. Prester John near Mexico is pretty much saying North America or whatever, because all of this will be considered near Mexico. You're just saying the Americas, basically. Because whether you're talking the Four Corners, Arizona, Utah, and all that, they're connecting all this with Mexico, which is connecting all this with America, not South America. America, right? You don't see a South America here, and you don't see a South America here. It's just America. You think both these cartographers got it wrong? South America is America. South America is America. Now, what is North America? And what is Mexico for real? And this is why they're calling it China, and this is why they're calling it Asia and Paris. Or, of course, India superior. This custodial map of 1548 is very close to the other ones we're using, 1530, 1507, 1531. I mean, they got the Cathay again and the China and everything we've been looking at. This is 1548. This is 1530. This is 1531. You get the point. And this is a map showed to King Henry in the year 1500. 4 maps of the 1500s in your face bone telling you the same damn thing. That this is China, this is Cathay, this is Asia. This is Asia, boss. This is Asia, right? This is India Superior. This is the land of Prester John. Emperado de los Abyssinios. Ruler of the 3 Indias. Who is Prester John? Emperado de los Abyssinios, the old name, the native name for Ethiopia. Okay. Hey, this is how I ether up, man. Let the hijack pop off. Let them have their, Jolly Saint Nick and their Christmas tree and throw it out and let it rot in front of their house and throw it in the trash. They don't care about it no more. Let them worship their, Ishtar pole. We done talked all this, man. At this point, let them have it, man. The real ones are waking up. When I look at my neighborhood, I don't see nearly as many lights and decorations and craziness as, we used to, man. So let the cons wake up, man. We in the Meshi. The Meshi is the Moshe, the Moshe, the Moshe. And we just talking ANION. So this is straight in ANION. It's all connected. It's all connected. Marco Polo, Asia, Asia. We know this is Asia. We know which Asia we in. We in Asia Major, boss. We in Asia Major. Okay. So let's take a deep dive into ANION. And I just want you to remember first how they were trying to hide the ANION. I have to go back to Prester 41, man. The good thing about being on Prester 149 is I got 148 other super resources to go to at all times because we did it together, you know what I'm saying? So the drop can't stop, you know what I'm saying? Because it's everywhere. The water got them surrounded. Let's talk water, though. Let's talk
now, I'm
ANION.
excited, so I'm going to make this swift. I ain't slept yet.
Pop
it's
off,
5:46 in the morning.
Uh-oh.
I've been researching for the last 5 hours. I did a 4-hour radio show.
Come on, Ka.
And we've been reconning all day digging on it.
Come on, Ka. Talk on it.
I got 4 babies, man.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to do a lot.
Ka.
But, man, I couldn't stop digging on this ANION, man.
And this one said, the kingdom of ANION in the lands of Peru. So it's connected with the South America, so-called South America flow. All this is ANION. Remember, Anan connects to the Hanan or the Anani, the Hanan, the Lady Hannah, Hanan. Moses' mother is Anna, according to the Quran. Anna, Hannah, Anna. So you can connect it with our female, cons. We can connect it with our, Anan bin David, son of Prester John, Raja Hiraja Chola Jadaran. Has a son, Hanan, just like David the first Hanan is also Anan. So there's a lot of Anan connection with David, with our scriptures, with our flow. And this here in 41 shows you in your face that they hid it and they replaced the name with Arnon. So when you talk about the biblical boundaries of Moab and Israel and the boundaries that they're fighting for, in the scriptures, then they changed that name to Arnon so that you don't connect to ANION, so that there's a big gap. Like ANION is a thing of the past. They're trying to rewrite his story, right? So we had to catch him slipping. Let's go, Drive. We popping off.
Because it has a lot to do with this Arnon, man. we just talking the R9, the R9. And this is the craziest thing, one of the craziest, investigations that I've ever really even, sought after, man, because as soon as you start digging on it, it's almost like the Matrix starts to glitch out. You got all these links, right? Cause I've been digging, man. So right here you see Holy Bible contains Old New Testament. From the river Arnon until Mount Hermon, ANION was the boundary of all the southern coast of the land occupied by the Israelites beyond Jordan.
Pay attention.
So we're talking about Numbers 21, we're talking about Deuteronomy 3. I'm digging in this script because I'm like, whoa, because what we about to get about this ANION, what we about to dig on, family, might blow it wide up. I'm just going to say right now, this is one of the most important documentary videos that we've ever done. Let's here.
Go.
You know what I'm saying? At 432 to Trap.
Drop Nation.
And it comes at the perfect time in Prester John number 41.
Yeah.
We're going to get to 50. Because if this is what...
Y'all remember, we just wanted to get to 50, man. We about to be at 150, man. Let's hit 150 by the end of before the end of the year, man. I let go, man.
It appears to be revealing itself to be. And yeah, man, it goes right into, this Arnon biblical situation happening right here in America, man. And when you really put the whole story together, and then you put the more story together with the Moabites having this Arnon River that separated them from the Ammonites. You put the giants back in. We just talked about King Og of Bashan. We know we got the Amorite giants as well. You know what I'm saying? Sihon and all that. So, but yeah, when you start digging on this, in the search in Google, it will say, all right, the ANION was the boundary of all the southern coast. No problem. No problem.
Okay.
I'm just going from all these links. Here it says, my land from the ANION River to the Jabbok River. All right, cool. ANION. Uh-huh. But they never once crossed the Arnon River into Moab. Keep going. In Numbers, it is simply ANION.
Got him. Whoa. Now remember how they're spelling it now, because it plays a big part in the major drought we're going to talk about. Like I said, we're going to talk ANION like we haven't talked before. So we talked ANION before. This is Prester 41, Con. So I had to go back here just to, show you how they're doing the switcheroo, but just look also with, they switched the vowels and the consonants. We know that, right? So ANION, it could be spelled ANIAN, ANION. They can drop one of the vowels completely and just say ANON or ANAN. Then they could put an H in front, and now you got Hanan. Some even put a CH in front, and now you got Hanan. Because it's about the dialect. So the Canaan became the Canaan when they're calling us Canaanites. The ones that know that they're connecting you with Anan or Hanan or Canaan, which is one of the sons of King David. Prester John has nothing to do with Ham and Cush at all. It's all Israel. These are royals. The Canaan, the real Canaans, are royals. You know what I'm saying? These other, tribes coming out of these other loins, they were, traditionally against the real Anani, Canaan, Hanan, right? The other Canaanite, Moabite flow, that's a confederate, completely separate. But these Canaans are different. You got to choose your Canaan. That's what I said. But check out they spell it ANION, because this is the exact spelling when we start talking hydrogen anion, and the connection with hydrogen anion and the fountain of youth. I'm talking about healing a Naga. We talk about healing the tribe. We're talking about getting the water to the tribe. If we can get the healing water to the tribe, my Naga, we won. And all this points to us figuring this out. How do we get the anion, right? Does it have to be a river you go to, or can you create it? You know what I'm saying? Are you the magi? Let's go.
Anion, River Anion. Anion River. River Anion. In numbers, it is simply Arnon. Alright, so you see this Anion and Arnon sort of switcheroo. So I say, can I find any of these translations that are still using this Anion instead of Arnon? Because we're about to get on this Anion, man. We about to blow it wide open, man. Halal HaWah. Shabbat Shalom, man.
Yeah,
Home team,
shalom.
stand up.
Khan.
Prester John 41. Woo. From the river Arnon. So just click on it. All right, so it tells you here from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, Anion was the boundary coast. All right, so we click on it. Now, do we find anything about Anion? From the river Arnon into the Mount Hermon, all the plains of the east, Sihon, king of the Amorites, dwelt in Heshbon. Alright, so that might be connected to that giant, same situation. Bank of the river Arnon, from the river, middle of the river, alright, onto the river Jabot. From the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, Arnon was the boundary of all the southern coast. Now, what does it say here? From the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, Anion was the border.
Bang!
And then it's changed. It's almost like the Matrix is switching all this shit up in real time, man.
Got him.
Because how could it say Anion right here in the search? And then you click on it, and instead of Anion, it says from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, Arnon was the boundary of all the southern coast. So this is supposed to be Anion, but they switched it up. I mean, even if you just take out the Arnon in the search, I know it's small, but you're gonna be it's still gonna give you Arnon, even though I'm just searching Anion. So Anion is just gonna come up Arnon.
Come on, boss.
So it's pretty conclusive that Arnon is Anion. And why is that important?
Come on, boss.
I mean, keep going. New Living Translation. My land from the Anion River to the Jabbok River, all the way down to Jordan.
See how they're spelling it? ANION. Right? Because on the maps, one more time. Ania. They go ANI. You know what I mean? So that's how they'll do a little vowel change on you. But you can find more Anion maps a lot. Hey, check this out right quick. Check this out. Wait, where is it? I was just looking up stuff, man, and seeing what the internet had. You never know who you encouraging out here.
Find that suspicious.
I don't know who this is, man, but they took a lot of, our slides or whatever, put them in a little slideshow. They, I guess, are pointing out the Anion flow.
You don't find.
Now, here's a map. See, I didn't even got to do the work. Drop Nation, you out here, you spreading it. It's all to the good, man. You know what I mean? Make sure you link them to us, so if they get here, they get excited about, getting some water. Make sure you show them where to get that water. That's all we ever, just for them, just for the reconners. Don't just take it and do your thing and pop yourself off. You know what I'm saying? Let them know where to get that water that you got. Not the water you remixing. The water that you drank. Let them know where you got it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all we ask, so that they can keep letting others know where to come drink some Anion. Some Anion. Yeah, we're going, look. Just letting you know where we going with this. Where we going, all right? There's different articles if you want to talk science-y. Come on, man. do all that. Man, these people. I'll delete it later. Man. You got me. The anion and calcium requirement of the photosynthetic. We just synthesize natural by law. Water splitting complex. Now this is very complex. But the anion, I'm saying, plays when you talk water. So by the time they start talking about the mythical straits of ANION, mythical is the key word because it connects to the fountain of youth directly. And it connects to these ions. And these ionized waters, a lot of them, that already have, I'm saying, this, I guess like a sea salt type flow, but, they already are charged up in certain areas. They're fully ionized, right? And what's an ion? God, we're just talking ions, right? Negatively charged hydrogen ionized. The ion is the ion. Is the anion. Monaga refers to water that contains a higher concentration of negatively charged hydrogen ions. They call it negative and positive, but they're just using symbols. But this negatively thing is, this nega is the nagoose. You know what I'm saying? This nega is the naga. So I say this is naga charge, right? So we kill the spell in our minds as negative. This is negatively charged hydrogen ions, which are called hydride ions. Essentially, it's water where hydrogen atoms have gained an extra electron, giving them a naga charge. This type of water is often produced through electrolysis and is sometimes called electrolyzed reduced water, hydrogen-rich water, where the focus is on dissolved molecule hydrogen H2 produced during the process. Okay, we're just reconning hydrogen ions. Yeah, see, when you research hydrogen ions, they take you the same thing, H negative, naga charge, right? But it's not just an ion, they really call them anions, my night. I just want you to get there so you know where I'm going with this. Drop it on the play. Anion is anion that we, anion is mythical, right? And whatever this straight anion, how this flows, it's bordering Queen Khalifa, so you already know something mythical, fountainy about it, you know what I'm saying? And there's certain areas that it's more charged up than others. And a lot of y'all left some good comments because we dropped some of this. If y'all really surfing away, y'all know we dropped a little bit on this ionized situation. I just want to bring it home with the anion. And maybe that's why they keep flipping it up, and maybe that's why it's so mythical. The hydrogen anion, negative naga charge ion. It's a naga ion. It's a naga ion of hydrogen that is a hydrogen atom that is captured an extra electron like we just got. It's extra charged, naga. And the hydrogen anion is an important constituent of the atmosphere of stars such as the sun. Ain't this natural? Can you go ahead and take the wheel? At this point, man, we need to hop in the ether bus, talk to Natural about some of this, sun, star, charged particle talk, melanin conductivity, man. My naga, you know what I'm saying? In chemistry, this ion is called hydride. So it's the same hydride that we was just talking about, where they say they call them hydride atoms or ions. The hydride ion is the anion. It has a naga charge. Now we got to recon this naga charge, right? physical property of matter that causes it to experience a force when placed in an electromagnetic field. A force, my naga. What is this drinking water? What kind of force does it have? You know what I'm saying? What does this anion have? This naga charge have? Electric charge can be positive or negative. Like charges repel each other. Like charges repel each other, and unlike charges attract each other. Okay. I don't want to get too sciencey, but it happens when we start talking Prester John and the Marvels. When we start talking Marvel comics and all this Marvel technology, force field, force blast, we talking ANION. Yeah, the cons of ANION. That's what we start getting into. Yeah, let's get back to it, because when you start looking up this ANION Arnon situation, do it yourself. See how it connects to this border of Moab and Ammon and them, this Jabok. And even here it says ANION. Ooh, got him. Got him, boss. Got him. Even there it says ANION. Okay. All right. Hey, drop. Prester 41 got the drop. Take the wheel.
But they never once crossed the Arnon River into Moab. Why is Moab important? We just talking the Moabites, right? The more. Let go, man, let go. You click on this. From the Arnon River to the Jabok River. It doesn't say ANION, they switched it to Arnon. So they're not going to give you, it's like they're doing this in real time in the Matrix, man. I'm just trying to say, I've never seen this before, where it says
crazy.
This many, you know what I'm saying, subsequent consecutive times, ANION, and every time we click on this, you're not going to find it. From my lands from the ANION River to the Jabok River. From the Arnon River to the Jabok, so they switched it there. Every text, I mean, it's like a computer algorithm, and they've switched it all in real time, man. And it's like they just fucking did it, man. Encyclopedia of Biblical, Theological, Ecclesiastical Literature. In Numbers, it simply says ANION, but in Deuteronomy and Joshua, generally, TBC, River Arnon. So they're telling you right now, straight up, that in Numbers, it's just called ANION.
Facebone.
So if they switch this to Arnon, it would just read, in Numbers, it is simply called Arnon, but in Deuteronomy and Joshua, it's called the River Arnon. It wouldn't make no sense.
Nah, boss.
Instead, it says in Numbers, it is simply ANION, ANION. In Numbers, but then you click on it, we're looking up the Arnon here. Here we go. Right here it says in Numbers, it's simply, and then they switched it, Arnon. You see it?
But no, this is, we're reading with the Encyclopedia of Biblical, Theological, Classical Literature, you know what I'm saying? If they're doing this, now they're not doing, I don't know what they're doing in the print, but this is what they're doing on the internet. Like they got some type of ways to put some algorithmic, configurative switcheroo. An algorithmic configurative switcheroo is what this is, where they're able to target words on the internet, and when you pull it up, they've already switched it on the internet. It's crazy talk, right? You don't think these people capable? You're seeing it in your face, and you have to ask, what is ANION?
In Numbers, it is simply Arnon. So now it's not going to make no sense. Watch this. In Numbers, it is simply Arnon, but in Deuteronomy and Joshua, generally the River Arnon. So why even make that point? That in Numbers, it's called Arnon, But in Deuteronomy, it's also called Arnon. It don't make no damn sense. So they're clearly switching this shit in real time, like some algorithm, man. And
I'm sorry, man. Drop going a little crazy in Prester 41. I'm losing my gourd, man.
Numbers, it is simply ANION. But in Deuteronomy and Joshua, it's Arnon. Now we're making sense. Why are they doing this? Maybe we're about to find out. Because in all these links, you're going to click where it says ANION, and then you're going to click the link, and it's going to say Arnon. Trust me, man, I've been doing this for hours. Trust me. Go do it. Go have fun, man.
Go crazy.
So we're just talking about the ANION, man. Let's go. And this is kind of where it led, man. Remember we were talking about the Sabbath River, you know, get the drop. We're going to get back into Salmon, all right? Because it's all leading the flow, all right? So we got this Salmon River. During 6 weekdays, all right? During 6 weekdays, the sand stormed inside the glass, and on the Sabbath, it rested. This is somebody who literally...
Woo, Halal HaWah. We just talked about this yesterday. I mean, you know, in the last drop, which was yesterday for me, 148, that, you know, this sand that he's carrying around, King David, Prester John, you know, it has this, it's from the Salmon River. So the sand in the river, it flows for 6 days, rests on the 7th day. And this was proof always that he knew when the, you know, Shabbos is, you know, the rest day, because the sand would rest in his glass on that day.
Got a glass container full of earth from the Salmon River. This is written in the Sefer Yefi Toor by Mordecai Yafeh, the Levite, or the Levish. Right?
Take notes, let's go.
And it's showing proof that the Salmon River flows 6 days and rests on the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath or Shabbos River. Now, where is it? We're all looking for it. But we're also looking for, you know, this ANION situation. And they're going to compare the ANION with the Bering Strait. All right. And we're going to just put it all together. So during the 6 weekdays, even though he took the sand from the river and the sand still flowed, man, 6 days, and then rested on the Sabbath, I too would like to testify concerning this something my father related a number of times in the city of Lisbon in Portugal. There was an Ethiopian who had a glass container full of this sand. Every Sabbath or Shabbos, when it was close to Shabbos, he went to the street called Rio Nova, or Rekov HaKadosh in Hebrew, for there lived Morenos who had been forced to accept Christianity. Who's that? The Ethiopian would call out to them, show them the glass container in his hand and say, "Close the shops, for the time has come to accept Shabbos." And he would show them the Sabbath river sand from the Salmon River. I also heard of this matter from a reliable person that the prominent R. Meyer, the doctor, saw the Ethiopian with the glass container of sand we mentioned standing in front of the Muslim house of prayer in the town of Shalefa. A judge passed and asked about it, took the container, and quarreled with the Ethiopian and censored him, saying, "You have acted inappropriately, for this supports the Sabbath day of the Jews." So the Muslim didn't like that because they changed their Sabbath. Just like the, you know what I'm saying, Pope and all that changed the Sabbath to a Saturday. They're changing it from this day to that day. Why? And that goes back to our Sabbath conversation. If it's so wrong to keep Sabbath on sundown Friday night, then why are they all changing it? Why is the Christians getting away from it? What power does it have? I mean, they're worshiping the sun. They're worshiping the sun on the Sunday, on the first day of the week, like the Babylonians. Why, if it's just sun worship, why not worship the Sabbath on Saturday? Why do they get away from that? You know, that's another interesting fact. So, where is it? Where is it? Where's the Salmon Yah? So later in Sefer, Rabbi Manasseh ben Israel, remember that word, Manasseh ben Israel and his world. You can get it in the drop library. Password is 1234 to get through the door.
Let's go. Look out for us.
Manasseh ben Israel asks how the 10 tribes remain so elusive. Many people ask that if it is true that the 10 tribes exist in the world, my Naga, why do we know nothing clear about them? This is no difficulty, for we see that even concerning things known to us, we do not know where they come from, man. They can't tell us who we are. How can they tell us who we're not?
Drop it.
They don't know where you come from. Such as the source of the 4 rivers, the Nile or Nahal, the watering resting place, is the etymology, the watering place of rest, the watery place of rest. Nahal. What does that place of rest have to do with the San Benyan Sabbath river? Rest and rest, huh? In addition, there are many, listen up. In addition, there are many hidden countries in the lands of Kedar. Now, we broke down this Kedar in the scripture, and it just refers to this land that's being replenished in the scripture and in part of America. Wait a minute. Now you're bringing it on home because we're just looking for the San Benyan. And we're connecting it with the tribes. And now we're connecting it with the hidden countries in the lands of Kedar and in part of America.
Man.
With that, you know, as far as we know, Kedar is cedar, as far as we know.
Man, Kedar. C's and K's. And check it. We just talked about the 4-head river system, the Garden of Eden, Florida boss, get 148 boss. And I told you there's many names for these rivers, right? And we got Callaway's names, you know, we're coming out of Genesis chapter, was it 2 it was in? Genesis chapter 2. Or Genesis chapter 6. Yeah, we're talking about the Gopher Wood. The Gopher was in Genesis chapter 6. All right, but all that's connected with Genesis. So now it has the names the Nile, the Ganges, the Tigris, and the Euphrates, i.e. the Pishon, the Gishon, the Kaidakel, and the Purus. But all these are, you know, names that are supposed to be connected with this promised land, you know what I'm saying, with this, you know, kingdom of ANION, right? So it's not just the strait of ANION. When you talk ANION, you're talking the kingdom of ANION, which is why you see it big and bold on the map. ANION, not just with the river, not just with the strait. Now they're matching up these biblical rivers flowing out of paradise, right? Pishon, Gihon, right? Kaidakel, with the Nile, the Ganges, the Tigris, and the Euphrates, and saying they're the same thing. And I asked, Ganges on this map. Take it slow. Take your time drop. Take your time drop, nation. When we talk Asia, I said, why is Ganges over here, right? To the left, right? Ganges. Connected with, of course, America. And you see that Paris, and you see Parias over here. 1 letter rules, man. Horace Butler, man. Take the wheel. Because, again, Anion's a kingdom. Ganges, they're connecting it with the Gahan, the Jahan, the John. The John is the John. The Gan, G-A-N, Gan is the John, G-A-G-I-C-A. You know what I mean? Gahan is the John G's. and one of the India flows we're getting is one of the Indian scholars, but he called it the Kanka. So when you connect their India flow to the India superior that it should be in America, you start seeing these duplications and you say, oh, which one was first, right? But we see Ganges on the map, which is the Kanga or the Khan or the John or the Khan. Yeah, the G's, the C's, the K's, all these can be interchangeable. And yeah, ANION is a kingdom, right? ANION regnum, regnum means kingdom, Corvera regnum, which is Kibera, K. It could be Q or K, right? K-H-E-E-V or E-E-B. I-R-A, Kibera, which is the Hebera or Hebrew. The Hebrew is the Eber kingdom. The ANION is the Anan. Anan ben David, right? We done dug on Anan ben David. And now we could start talking about who wrote the code and the whole Moses Maimonides flow. You got this Anan here in the genie, right? Which is also ANION. And he's the 10th exilarch. Anan, Hanan, or Kana, right? Choose your Canaan, right? Because it's still Hanan and it's still Anan. You just adjust the timelines and start putting stuff together. He's the son of Yahanan, right? Father of Abraham, David. David still is playing no matter where we go. Nathan ben Canaan, right? The Canaan we just got is still the Hanan, but here they just went ahead and put the C in front, and now we just got Canaan, which can be translated Canaan, but it's not no Ham and Cush Canaan. This is Israel talk. This is David talk when we talk Hanan, and Canaan. Anani, back to the Prester, Raja Hiraja, Chola, Jadara, Prester, whose son is Hanan, which would also be Canaan, Canaan, same thing. So back to the David flow. He's the brother of David. Georgia, Babylon, right? Back to Prester John, who also has a son just like David, Solomon. Okay. The picture's getting clearer. And this Ganges, man, one more time, is connected with this Gahan, like the Pishan, they're connecting it with the Nahal. Now. But either way, we're talking rivers of paradise, hidden countries in the lands of Kadar, and in part of America, and in all these places in the north of the world, such as Florida, Balls, Garden of Eden talk, Four Rivers, the kingdom of the ANION, the land of Peru. So we gotta dig further on, we did some digging on it, but what is this kingdom of ANION in Peru? Because it's going to connect to Israel as well. Because all this is going to be connected to Tarzan, Antarctica, and all this stuff. So this is just maximum pop-offness we're reaching, Manai. This is maximum pop-offness. Get the rest and press to 41 as we dig on the R9 ANIONs. And as we, get our minds right with this fountain of youth, this mystical river, this mythical strait of ANION, or Hana, Even Solomon's mother, Prester's wife, right, Lady Hannah. Hannah is also Anna or ANION. Then you have the Anan ben David, who wrote the code. It's a Jewish religious leader. Nah, man, this is Hanan. He says Hanan, son of Ben David, right? Like we are showing another possible hard hit. That there's more than one or the same Hanan who would be the son of David. In this case, Prester John, also known as David the First, got it last time. So this David or this Prester has his Hanan. This is the one we got last time, Dewey. We got to get back in this, the Doties and the Deweys and the whole rodent raiding talk connected with the Antarctica High Queens and Amazon. Like, you know, we've been doing this. But of course, no, same Prester here, 1200s here, whose son is also Hanan. This case called Hanan the Second, king of Tahama. And this Tahama is Israel. It's an Israelite, you know what I'm saying, kingdom. All these are still connected. Son of David, right? Whose mother is Hannah. Got this before, so all right. This Hanan is also Hanan, son of David. And there's a whole tribe called the Ananites. And I wouldn't be surprised if these Ananites were ruling ANION, which is America. And what's cool about these guys is that they are the anti-rabbinical order. In other words, these, you know, hijack rabbis and what they're standing on with the Talmud and all that, these people were against the Talmud. The Ananites did not rock with the Talmud. They rock with the Old Testament, with the, you know, Moses's, you know what I'm saying, books, right? So, and they call them a Kara. I can't make this up. A Kara-right religion. We know who the Kara Kata is. We got that. The Kara means black, surfed away, right? So these are Nagas. These are blacks. They turn it into something else today. These Karaites still exist today, but of course it's been all whitewashed now. But the original ones were the blacks. They're anti these rabbis. They don't mess with no Talmud. Its unifying principle is the rejection of much of the Talmud and of the rabbinite. So whatever hijack they coming with, they don't rock with it, which based its authority on the Talmud. Only the Bible is held to be valid. So this is how they rock, and this is how ANION and them, the Prester son and them, David's son and them are rocking. Right, so they went from the Karaites to Karaism. So they went from Israelites to Israelism, right? First they were the Karaites. Then after Anion's death, his followers settled in Jerusalem. Eventually his movement developed into the order known as Karaism, which also was ascetically oriented and rejected Talmudic authority. So, you know, originally it was still hijack free, you know. I don't know what they're doing today. When the state of Israel was founded in 1948, several thousand Karaites settled there. But were they the original Kara Kata, right? Now, Anion seems to have become prominent in the 760s when he competed with his younger brother for the office of Exarch. So we're still talking Exarch, just like the other Anani. Head of the Jews, or Judah, of the Babylonian exile. Right? And the younger David, which is Hanan's brother, right? He is the exilar in this exile, head of the Judah, not the Jews, of Babylon and Georgia. So how long is this Babylonian thing happening? They're saying 700s there. We're saying, well, they're saying 1300s here. You know what I'm saying? We know the timelines have been, I mean, do I gotta go there? Do I gotta go back to Anatolia for the Manco? 3 major chronological time shifts. 333 years, 1,053 years, and 1,778 years, boss. Those are the 3 major chronological time shifts where they shift your time, where they shift your history back in time, or your story back in time. So they would take what's happening here in 1302 and shift it back 300 years or 1,000 years. So to see something happening in 700, 760, don't get thrown off that you see 760 here and then 1302 here, because they at least shifted it 1,000 years, and sometimes 1,778 years, 1,800 years. Sometimes you're reading about King David in the BCs and biblical timelines when it really happened in the 1200s, 1300s. And that's what they're calling Dark Ages. You ain't supposed to know about this. But we're still talking Babylon. We're talking Babylon here. We're talking the Babylon exile here. In the exilarchs. The office of hereditary one needed the confirmation of the ruling caliph. So these were David's sons that were now sort of battling for who's going to hold the Khan. And you know, his son Daniel, Gilead, right? One of the 4, Israelites that died without sin, they said. Gilead, or Daniel, at this time was in Babylonian captivity with Nebuchadnezzar, right? The book of Daniel was one of King David's sons that was hijacked and kidnapped with the rest of the royal nobles because they were looking for the royal nobles. They kidnapped Daniel. But then Nebuchadnezzar, or should I say Genghis Khan, because Nebuchadnezzar is a title, Nebo, defend my boundary. Nebo, defend my boundary. Genghis Khan put, he raised Daniel up because he's the perfection of David. He raised him up to be top dog. And later, started seeing clearly. So, but was Nebuchadnezzar already part of the family? Was he the son of Solomon like we got before? That some, reconners, researchers have connected this, that he's the son of Solomon. So he would already be in the line of hereditary. He would already be a royal. This is why he was chosen to even do this. So Daniel was never really at harm. He was, still with one of the family members in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But Nebuchadnezzar rose him up to be exilarch. But the tribe on the outside, like ANION and them, they were trying to say, nah, man, we can't let Nebuchadnezzar choose who's going to be the head of Judah. Is you crazy? That's like Donald Trump choosing the king of the Nagas, of all the niggas. King of the Negroes, right? Trump can't do that. We see him as an outsider. Nebuchadnezzar can't choose Daniel as exilarch. So they had their internal situation, you know what I mean, of who's going to be exilarch outside the walls of Nebuchadnezzar. And this became this, confrontation. This became a situation between brothers, sons of David, whether we're talking 700s or 1200s, my nigga. But we ain't talking no BCs. The office was a hereditary one, needed the confirmation of the ruling caliph, right? So if you need the confirmation of the ruling caliph, you need the confirmation of the ruling hijacked ruler, of Babylon, who was calling themselves caliphs, hijacking the title of Khalifa. So you're saying if we pick the leader of NAGAtive, we need confirmation from Donald Trump, who will be the ruling caliph? Nah, that's hijacked, right? So this was the fight. This is the situation, which ANION failed to obtain. He wasn't trying to obtain no confirmation from hijacked city. He therefore declared himself anti-exilarch. Because if the exilarch is now coming from the caliph, I'm anti-exilart, just like these guys are anti-rabbinical. Or, yeah, anti, how they say it? Yeah, they had some type of anti-rabbi thing in here. Oh, there we go, the rabbinate. I feel like they hijacked me. I just saw it. But y'all know what I'm talking about. So they're anti-Tamil. All right, it's gonna pop up. Oh, so he's anti-XLR, but it was another anti here. So, but anyway, so they ain't rocking with it. They're rejecting much of the Tamil. They're anti their rabbinical order, wherever it says it, wherever I read that at. And just like they're anti-Exilard here, because the Exilar's coming out of their hijack ruler. In this case, Nebuchadnezzar or whoever got the caliph at this time. He declared therefore himself anti-Exilard, an action that caused him to be jailed by the civil authorities. So he got thrown in jail just like Moshe, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a constant story with these cons. At his trial, ANION pleaded that the caliph had confirmed his brother as head of one religion, but that he, ANION, had found a new religion, one with similarities to Islam. As a result, he was released and given government protection. However they translate the situation, he said, man, you confirmed my bro, right? My brother as head of one religion. So ANION wasn't, they clearly are all sons of David, right? It's ANION ben David. So if he confirmed his brother, then one of David's sons was being confirmed by this caliph. And in the book of Daniel, that's Daniel, you know what I'm saying? And Daniel is David's son, who is also called, again, Gilead. And y'all think, yeah, his second son with Abigail. Y'all think the country Chile is named after Gilead, man? On the low ski. Y'all think so, man? How we doing? We good? We good? All right, Gucci fi Gucci. All to the Tawa. We are all to the Tawa. Tawa means good in the Hebrew. Let's go. We're talking the Hebrew Gilead, also known as Daniel, second son of King David, king of Israel. According to the Bible, he was David's son with his second wife, Abigail, widow of the Nabal the Carmelite, and is mentioned 1 Chronicles 3, 2 Samuel 3, unlike the other of David's three elder sons, Amnon, Absalom, and Adonijah, who were important characters in 2 Samuel. Gilead was only named in the list of David's sons, and no further mention is made of him. Though being the second son, Gilead was not a contender for the throne of Israel. So he wasn't even tripping on the throne, even after the death of the firstborn Amnon. And I don't know how this connects with Anan, right? The third-born Absalom and fourth-born Adonijah, he may have died before his father. Later rabbinic traditions name him as one of the 4 Israelites who died without sin. He was a perfect Naga, huh? The son of David is a perfect Naga, and David's father, Jesse, is also a perfect Naga. So that lets you know the type of loins David is coming from. When HaWah said, I chose David, he chose David from a perfect man, right? Jesse. And if you switch the S and the E up at the end, you got Jesus. Phantom duplication. So before they were calling son of David, it was son of Jesse. Is this where they got their Jesus perfect noggin? David's father. God. So he comes from the loins of, noggins that chews up. Let's just say it like that. Whether they try to put smut on his name and say he killed a man and all this stuff, he's coming from the loins of perfection. And he has perfection in his loins through Daniel. And Daniel, the whole book of Daniel is about Daniel, right? With Nebuchadnezzar and all this stuff. The throne eventually passed to his younger brother, Solomon. Solomon got the throne. Gilead is known as Dalaya or Dalawa, like Delaware. In 2 Samuel, in the Septuagint, it has been suggested that Gilead is the Daniel character mentioned in Ezekiel 28. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. Hold on. We'll go back to it. According to Rashi, Rabbi Isaac said that some questioned whether Abigail was pregnant through David or her first husband, Nabal. Therefore, HaWah arranged that Gilead would resemble David. This is why Nebuchadnezzar rose Daniel to the top. He had every resemblance of David. And his name Gilead, which is translated perfection of the Father. So if he's a perfection of his dad, and he's a perfect noggin, if Daniel's a perfect noggin, and he's the perfection of his father, why wouldn't he be a perfect noggin? I think that's a body bag. How can he be a perfection of something that's not perfect? Why else would HaWah choose David to anoint him with his holy oil? I think they're trying to put smut on David's name, man. Because we know David's a front line, warrior. We know he got bodies on bodies at war, but did he murder that man? Or was that some trumped up story, which we got before in the whole Queen Tamar flow? We done talked about all this before, right? Daniel, we did the whole Daniel Nebuchadnezzar, we did the whole Queen Tamar. You know what I'm saying? How she is also parallel with Sheba and called Bathsheba in some texts, Queen Tamar. And, she was supposed to be arranged marriage to this Prince Uriah, who is the Uriel of this man that was this mighty man of David that was supposed to be murdered, but he was the one that was it was not a forced marriage, but they were arranged because they're all part of the same tribe. But he came to take over, and he tried to do a military coup. She tried to flip it, and David Soslan, who is this David here, right? David Soslan. He's the one that connects with Queen Tamar and them. And that's led us to this whole Tamar Sheba flow. I said this is the David Sheba story, but in a whole nother dragonfly perspective. But in this case, this Uriah that was murdered, supposedly he was a prince. This Uriah, or however they say Uriah, this Uriah, he was trying to take over the kingdom, man. He came to hijack, and David Soslan came to Queen Tamar's aid and put that Naga down, right? So he didn't kill that man, but he helped maintain the kingdom and help Queen Sheba, somebody, because she had the Khan, or she had the Khan, so they would even call him a king consort when you talk David Soslan, because Sheba had the Khan by now. Khalifa had the Khan by now. Tamar had the Khan. David Soslan. I'm just, catching the Khan up in case you miss any of these Prester drops. You did. But here, look, David Soslan, same thing. And they said, husband of Tamar Bragantini. And this Tamar Bragantini, man, don't make me go down this list of the Bragantonis again, because all this is Israel. Holy, righteous King Tamar. This is the Tamar that took the Khan as a as a female, as a queen, and ruled as a king. She held the tribe up. She held the whole kingdom up. And David, who is still David, son of Prester John, right? They were like childhood. They had a childhood romance, but she was arranged to another man, right? So when she did marry this other guy, she, got hijacked by him. And they had to do a whole war to get him and his people away because they tried to take the kingdom. And we did a whole drop on that. So they flipped the story in the Bible. Like David set this guy up and he was some perfect guy that, they flipped it just a little bit just to throw it off to make it look like David is some murderer. But again, Gilead is the perfection of his father. Resembles David perfectly. So that wouldn't make any sense. Which made us have to dig. Now, here's how we can connect the genie. So we got Prester John, father of David Salsler. Then you got David Salsler. But then you follow the Tamar flow. She's the mother of Lashash, Georgia, Bragantine. And Rusa Dan, right? Back to the Rus of Russia, right? This is going to connect to the Russia flow and the Rus flow of Georgia. And now you can start following these Georgia titles. Georgia, Rusadan of Georgia. These Georgia titles are already here in America. So this Atlanta, Georgia situation has been already here. Atlanta's Atlantis. Georgia's Georgia. All right, these are, righteous Israelite titles at some point in time before they got flipped. And people stole the titles like Genghis Khan stole the Khan and the title of David. He stole all these titles. He stole the Khan. He hijacked the Khan. So that's David Salsler here. Right? You got the X-Lark David that we looked at. You got the David Salsler Bragattini. All these are the same, but look how they flipped the dates. Now this one's happening in 1752. Son of King Georgia, Eric Bragantine. All right. Then you got these Cardis. Does it say the wife Tamar on this one? Nah. Well, let's do it from a woman's perspective. Let's look at Queen Tamar's gene. And this is the one we flew with last time. Tamar the Great of Georgia. God. And this is how we got the real story, Prince Uri. All right, and in the script, it's Uriah, I think, right? So Uriah is murdered in the Bible by David, they say, right? If I say David, murdered, right? Murdered. Yeah, man. Yeah, right. Uriah. So David murdered him by proxy by ordering all of Uriah's comrades to abandon him in battle. This was the story. Uriah the Hittite, murdered by David, right? I'm saying Bathsheba is Queen Tamar. This is a title. Bathsheba is Queen Tamar. We broke this down. And Uriah, Uriah is Uri, Prince Uri. And I can't make this up. You surfed away, right? And Uri ain't no cool character. Uri came to conquer. Uri came to conquer Tamar and Israel. That's why he's the ex-husband. So whether you're talking Uriah in the Bible or Uri over here, both of them got killed, right? And look at the timelines. You're still talking in the 12th century. This is what's happening. Now you say, why did he get killed? You find out that he tried to run a whole military coup, take over the kingdom. But that's gonna, that's gonna lead them to twist the story here that David murdered him. When in reality, Uri was trying to hijack. the kingdom. We still talking ANION. I'm just showing you how deep this get. Don't, and let me know if I'm overdropping. I'm just, just doing a refresh, man. Yeah. Up, back, wrong one. Just looking at things, don't mind me. How did die? Yeah. All right. So Prince Yuri. Prince Yuri of Novgorod, they said, also known as Andrei Bolagababluski, was assassinated by a group of boyars or noblemen, who conspired against him due to his growing power and conflicts with the upper nobility. Is that right? So he had growing power conflicts with the upper nobility. And you say, well, who were these nobles? Because they don't really have a lot. He was married to Queen Tamar of Georgia until being divorced and exiled in 1188. Wait a minute. So he was divorced by Queen Tamar and exiled from the kingdom in 1188. And Genghis Khan invades Prester John, David Soslan's father, in 1202. This is happening within 14, 15 years. So he wasn't just assassinated because he was some good guy. He was exiled and divorced by Queen Tamar, so he had to do something, right? This is when you keep asking more questions, right? Okay. You can go Prince Yuri, Queen Tamar, David. I'm just showing you how to surf the way sometimes, I slow down and I do it for you, man. Soslan, right? Which we got before. This means menace. It means the menacing look. Soslan. Start tying it all together. I'm just seeing what they got out here, Let's see what we got here. A rejected princess, okay. Let's see if they tell the truth, man. Surf the way. Holy Righteous King of Georgia. All right, Queen Tamar. Now look at the dates again. Because remember, Genghis Khan invades the Western Shashir or the Olmec or, Israel. 1202. Now she dies about 10 years after the invasion of Genghis Khan. All right, put all this together. I'm just skipping ahead to the Yuri part, see if we got some drop on it. These guys is crazy. There's little more you could say about Yuri than he was a douchebag. Pretty much his first move after the wedding was to start warring against neighboring Muslims for little to no apparent reason, topping off the turd sandwich. That was his personality. This is the greatest article. I can't say no better than this. I can't say no. Man, hold up, man. This is funny. Okay. So her and David already had a flow. I don't know if they're going to mention it here, but some mentioned that her and David Soslan, they already knew each other from childhood, but she was arranged to be married to this Yuri. Her marriage to Rus Prince, so he was still a Rus, and this is why they was arranged. He was still part of the tribe, But he, he was one of them covetous knockers, you know what I'm saying? He wanted the kingdom to himself, right? So and we have a heaping of slave stuffing, heavy drinking, publicly insulting Tamar for not bearing him a child. Right, all of this and more was brought to light during his divorce proceedings with Tamar. So he got an dishonorable discharge. Yes, that's right. Tamar divorced him in the 12th century in a fervently Christian nation. All right, we know we're talking Hebrew. Stop. At a time when the church expressed forbid it, this was not a mere separation. Tamar convinced the bishops to officially dissolve their marital bonds and allow her to remarry. This wasn't no play. She got this thing for real divorce. That's how bad he was, all right? So he's the same guy, I'm saying, as they're going to say that David killed in the Bible. Is Uriah, the mighty man, the Hittite. And it has, something to do with him being a Hittite. He was also married to an Israelite, and there was some type of situation against that too. You know what I mean? But man, then they're gonna say he raped Bathsheba. Now they went crazy. Now he's a rapist and a murderer. But this is theology, right? This is Christian theology. So my point is, in Christianity, whether you know it or not, they give David a horrible rap. They put it in your psyche that David's this imperfect situation, but yet his son is perfect and his father Jesse is perfect, and you try to make sense out of all this. And then Uriah is supposed to be, this good guy at war, and then you realize, nah, it ain't really like that. It says Tamar convinced the bishops to officially dissolve their marital bonds and allow her to remarry. When she promptly did, keeping the throne for herself, her new hubby was titled King Consort. King Consort. You know what I mean? So by the time we look up the David Sauceton flow, one of them has him as King Consort. This one here we go. Bang, bang. Which means, he was he was there to support the queen or the king Tamar, if you know what I mean, But it letting you know he's still talking the same person. He's still the son of Jadaron, who is Prester John, or David the First. Or Exarch David the Sixth Solston of Babylon. His father is Jadaron. So this title don't come cheap, my nigga. Okay. This Jadaron, we catching them, right? Is this Jadaron? They could put a D in front if they want to, but this is going to bring in the Alans and the Ossets and Alania, just like we got ANION and the Annanites. You also have a whole tribe flowing with the Alans and the Alania, the kingdom of Alania, which is also Hebrews and Israel and all that. And it connects with the Ossets, and these Ossets connect with the Amazons. And this is how you're getting all this connection with these Shebas who are connected with these high Amazon queens. The high Amazon queens connect directly with the Prester Johns. Yeah. The kings and the queens unite, connect. They have their system, their flow. They're at war. They're training warriors, just like in the movies. You know what I mean? Amazon queens. The Jadaron is still the Jadaron. Here he says, son of Aton, king of the islands. And you could keep going, and all this is Israel, my night. And Aton is also Adam. But he's the son of David, Bragantune. I said, don't make me go crazy with the Bragantunes, because this is your titles as well. We're just seeing it in the Russian flow. Look at the dates, right? who's another son of David. So that son of David is this son of David. It keeps going on. He's the father of this David, who's the father of Tom, who's, son of Jadaron, or Prester John. So when she remarried her childhood sweetheart, if you will, who is from the lineage of these Roos nobility under the Prester John King David. So even though they called him King Consort, you already know he comes from the loins. He comes from the loins, so he wasn't probably tripping on that as long as they rock together, right? It is what it is. You got the same David Soslan, son of Prester John, David Exelarch Soslan, and on we go. So his wife Tamar, which also carries the same, title of Sheba, she had to get remarried away from this Uri. But they would say, he was this good guy in the army. This Uri here is all good, but in reality, it wasn't like that. It says, which isn't to say Uri was done giving her crap. He ganged up with some malcontent Georgian nobles, and led 2 different insurrections against her. She and her new husband, whom it should be mentioned was himself a champion ass kicker. So who's the new husband? Who's the new husband, right? David Soslan. But they had been rocking with each other. All right, we're talking Tamar, the great, right? Hey, shout out to my high Amazon queens, my Aqua, stand up Aqua, holding up the kingdom, man, all the way up. So she and her new husband, this champion butt kicker, as we know, Prester John's bond, this being one of the reasons she chose him, soundly trounced both uprisings. So he put that stuff down. He trounced both uprisings soundly. We're talking David Soslan. And I think since we were just saying that, she passed away, Queen Tamar, this 1213, right? So after he did this and all this is who Genghis Khan went to war with, man. He was already known for kicking butt. I think he was on the front lines. I don't think it was his dad. I think Prester had already probably went into suspended animation, but I think this David here was the one that may have, been slayed in that battle when Genghis came, where he said he slayed King David. But I think it was David's son, Soslan, husband of Tamar. And if that makes more sense now, right? Because if Tamar's husband, King Consort, Dawi, is slayed, and then she dies like 10 years later, now you got the timeline going. Her husband, David, is the first that went head up with Genghis Khan right here. Woo. And again, she's the daughter of George III. So these are the righteous Georges, King of Georgia, right? Georgia on my mind. So when we start talking Florida, Georgia lines, and Garden of Eden, Georgia flow, right? When we get back into this water, this fountain of youth flow, this ANION flow, we still talking Georgia. It's a title. And Georgia's daughter is a Sheba, a high Amazon queen, is Tamar, whose husband is Soslan, whose first husband, Hijack, is Prince Uri. And this Uri did what? He led 2 different insurrections against her, and she and David, her new husband, had to soundly trounce both uprisings, put it to a stop, right? In a marked departure from the policies of kings past after his defeat, she didn't castrate Yuri even a little. She didn't castrate him a little? Okay, I know what that means. Like literally castrate? After that began her infamous policy of expansionism, a policy historian Antonia Fraser argues that was largely enacted to give the Georgian nobles' idle hands something to do. It was enormously successful. The nobles fell under her banner. Georgian borders expanded out enormously, and the country entered its golden age. An amusing anecdote from this time, one of Tamar's warring neighbors was the Sultan of Rum, Solomon II. Okay. In his declaration of war on Georgia, he sent her a letter that began with the zinger, "Every woman is feeble of mind," and ended with the demand that she becomes his Muslim wife or Christian concubine. That's a body bag that they're interchangeable. That they're working together, man, to defeat Israel. Because she could either become his Muslim wife or Christian concubine. It's crazy. And then she crushed him. While the nobles busied themselves with warfare, Tamar devoted much of her attention to Georgia culture. Under her reign, the country began to find its own national identity, a unique blend of East and West. Her life served as an inspiration for an epic poem, "The Knight in the Panther Skin." What? We're talking swan knights, barbar. We talking panthers, man. We talking jaguar. We talking Black Panthers, man. Are you talking? Is this the Black Panther, man? Which is to this day widely considered the greatest piece of Georgian literature ever made. So we gotta dig on this next time, man. Maybe on 150 we're gonna pick it up right here. The Knight in the Panther Skin. Woo! We gotta dig on that. We gotta dig on that at 150, man. I love it. This is why I love this investigation, and this is why we on part 149, man. Digging on it live, man. So now we can get a dragonfly perspective when we talk David Soslan, who his queen was Bathsheba, right? She's a protector, right? Why wouldn't Tamar, who's called king, right? This jabroni, get this jabroni out of here, man. Why wouldn't Tamar the Great, why wouldn't she be a Bathsheba, a daughter of the seven? In the Forbidden Histories of America, Daniel Lowe says Sheba means daughter of the seven, like the cities of gold. She's the daughter of the cities of gold. She's the daughter of Shambhala, Shabala, mythical Kalelus, promised land. She's the daughter of that, which is why she's worthy to connect to the Prester's son, David Soslan. Which is why this makes sense, right? When she remarried, it made sense that they got Yuri up out of there. I mean, and then it came, the union got right after that. You know what I'm saying? So, now it says that she and Yuri, she's the mother, okay. So she didn't give Yuri a son. Remember, they just said that. So George IV is David's son. Woo-hoo-hoo. So, okay, Kingdom of Georgia takes on, a whole new meaning, right? And George's son. Now, didn't somebody before say George means Genghis too? Something like that. They tried to make some Georgia, Genghis. So I think Genghis even stole the title Georgia, just like he stole David and Khan and Prester and all that. But Prester John, King David I, has a son, David Soslan, right? He goes to war, fights on beside of his queen, pushes Uriah out of there. They say David murdered Uriah. We got the truth. He got Uri about the way. He got Uri about the way. And their union produced George the Fourth, son of David Sosler and Tamar, who's the father of David the Seventh. You see how this title passes? Who's the father of George Bragantoni, right? And Tamar. So there's another Tamar and a princess, Tamar, princess of Georgia. So these names are in the family for a reason. The Tamars is a title. There was a Tamar before this Tamar. There's a couple Tamars before that. Princess of Georgia. George goes back before that. And George IV is the son of David Sosler, who's the son of Jadaron, who's the son of Jadaron. And that's how you surf the wave in Genie.com, man. That's some of the best wave surfing we've ever done in Genie.com. Now let's go back to ANION for the dismount. I said for the dismount. And I'm going to jump into a video that we dropped 4 minutes long or so, you know, talking about this ANION connected with this water, man. You know, it's connected with the water. So we know it's connected with a whole kingdom. And the water, the Strait of ANION, America. Okay. Let's talk about it. The fountain of...
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money.
Hey, I'm done spending anything on water if we can get it for free, because it's already NAGA charge out the ANION.
Now, Dr. Kawanda is known as the father of fluid dynamics. He had over 500 patents on the way fluids flow around objects. He had flying saucers.
Naga, this is the Pentagon scientist investigating the fountain of youth.
There's literally things that levitate by using air flowing over a surface, but with no moving parts.
So these two guys from a Pentagon think tank think they may have worked out the fountain of youth, where it is, what it is, and how it works. When you look into the science behind it, you can see that this is most definitely something.
He built the world's first snowmaking machine that turned this liquid water into ice by passing it through a special nozzle that he developed. And so he was 80 when I met him. 17, we were working at a Pentagon think tank. He had a birthday party. And a few days later, he called me into his office, and he said, "Patrick, I want to share something with you that I've worked on all my life for 60 years. I will not complete this project in my lifetime, but I feel that you will. So I'm going to give you my lifelong project, which has to do with finding the fountain of youth." Because he said there really is a fountain of youth. He said water is the most important nutrient that we put into our bodies, and it's the most ignored. And he said that water all over the world is different. Best water in the entire world was found in a place called Hunza, up north of Pakistan. And he said that the properties of Hunza water, which had what he called anomalous properties, were such that if I could build a machine to duplicate those properties, profoundly affect the entire world. And so he gave me his research, and I began my lifelong quest for Hunza water, for the properties of it. And so I began researching water, and I tested every kind of energy field that you can imagine, trying to change ordinary water into Hunza water. And finally, after almost 30 years, discovered the real secret of Hunza water was a special mineral found in the water, a special kind of colloidal mineral, which gives it all of these anomalous properties. Finally duplicated it after a period of a few years, and came up with a product called Crystal Energy, which was the very first development in this field. And from that developed a dry powder mineral called microcluster powder. And this is all nanotechnology. These minerals are very, very small. They're perfectly spherical. They're about 5 nanometers in diameter. Very unusual properties. One of these properties is they can coat nutrients and protect the nutrients from oxidative damage. They can help carry nutrients into the body so that the body can absorb more of those nutrients. I was reading some work by Albert St. Georgi, a Nobel Prize winner in chemistry for metabolism for metabolic research, he also discovered vitamin C. That's also his claim to fame. All the food we eat ultimately breaks down into hydrogen, which is burned by oxygen, creating energy that powers our body. And the end result of that long biochemical process is the production of water and the release of energy, which runs our bodies. And the second thing that he said is that no electron moves in the body unless it's coupled to hydrogen. In college chemistry textbooks, it shows electrons somehow mysteriously entering into a chain of chemical reactions in the body without explaining where the electrons come from or how they're transported. When St. Georgi said that electrons cannot be transported without hydrogen, I became very excited. And the other thing that he said is that all living systems store hydrogen in their tissues in such a way that it doesn't require enzyme action to release the hydrogen. The other thing is that he gave a chemical reaction that was done in the early 1920s and published in medical journals for measuring hydrogen in biological tissues. And when I looked at the chemical reaction, I realized that there was only one form of hydrogen that would react that way as an indicator, and that was H minus, or negatively ionized hydrogen. That's hydrogen with an extra electron. I then developed a number of instruments for measuring hydrogen, something called proton detachment. I used the chemical test that Albert St. Georgi used, and also redox meter, similar to what you've seen so far, that meter that Dr. Higgins has shown you. And eventually found that all living fluids of every living organism, every fluid from any living organism is loaded with negatively ionized hydrogen.
So life is equivalent with Naga, not negatively, right? With Naga, ionized hydrogen, which we got before. The hydrogen ionized is the hydrogen ion, Naga, right? Which is the anion. So the anion is within every living organism. Now follow me now. Surf the wave for the dismount.
For example, if you take an organic orange that's fresh off the tree and you measure the hydrogen, it has a tremendous amount of negative ionized hydrogen.
Anion.
But if you let the orange sit around in your kitchen for a week or so and measure it again, it's lost a lot of its hydrogen. And also, when we cook food, all the hydrogen is gone completely. It disappears.
That's why those raw food, as far as vegetables and stuff, fruits, you know what I mean? Because you're charging up with anion.
Realized that there was a missing ingredient no one had ever talked about in food, which is H minus, negatively ionized hydrogen. And the strange thing is that I had a sample of Hunza water that was nearly 40 years old that I'd been researching all those years. And I went back to my sealed bottle and measured the water from Hunzaland for H minus, and it was loaded with H minus. So not.
And when they say minus, they really mean plus. And you know what I mean? We're talking about a Naga charged particle. We're not talking about something less than. We're talking about something greater than. You know what I mean? We're talking about a Naga charge that they really, really slickly make it as like a negative. They're trying to put it in your conscious. Oh, it's not important. It's minus. It's minus. But the minus is really the plus, man. We know H2O, water needs those two hydrogens, right? But the hydrogen with the Naga charge, now, that's it, right? So this ionized anion, they are connected directly with the fountain of youth.
Not only did it have these special minerals, but it also had negatively ionized hydrogen.
Bang. I said, say it with me, Con. Body bag for the illusion, man. Right. You know what I mean? So, hold up. Y'all had some great comments on this, man. Hopefully they let me read them. Okay. And this is when I learn, man. When I read y'all comments, man, this is when I learn, man. Let's go for the dismount. Natural said crazy because negatively or Naga ions also appear on the beach as the waves brush upon the shore. So when you go to the beach, you breathe in and in. You get Naga charge, right? Anion upon the shore underneath a waterfall on a trail. the same effect the crystals had on the water makes me think of them purposely phrasing it as negative to keep the attention. And we just say, that's why they say minus, right? When it actually is a real positive. Man, this is when you know, man, strictly for my tribe, man. You already see it, man. I told you, we're going to talk ANION. We never talked ANION before. Charles Johnson, searching for the truth, creates the best version of you. Man, I can't even, front on that, man. That's all the way up. A-Hop CJ. Little Angel, what it do? Awesome video. I seen this in the sky in Las Vegas, Nevada, the beginning of the last week, and got a video to prove it. Amazing, just amazing. Sending out much love to everyone. Shalom. I need something. We need that water. This is the whole point. How do we get this water to the Naga, man? I mean, in abundance, you know what I'm saying? Can't wait till you get into Red Mercury. Okay, we're going to talk the alchemical dragon some more. I would say negatively or positively charging ion. That's what they're trying to terraform for sure, Condrop. I say negatively or positively charged anion. Very fascinating. Shout out to all the cons, man. I'm just reading. Hey, we out of here, boss 2 tick. Let's go. Zion World Order is this not why the presidential first aid kit has the ages contain, or has for ages contained silver anion water, ionized water. Even to this day, they got the ionized water. DW said the water con for this ammunition. Hey, very informative. Hey, man, look. Could this be the reason they poison our local water sources? This is what we talking about. And those damn dams too, right? Putting these dams up all over the place. I don't know what is the best water where I'm in Canada, but I drink reverse osmosis water. Hey, y'all leave some comments on this water drop. So stop the fluoride and add NAGAtive to the water. Hey, this is what we saying. Add the Naga to the water, huh? And this is what some companies are already doing with this Kangen machines. They charge a lot for these, right? If my people can see past the marketing aspect, a company named Enagit has already accomplished this with their Kangen machines. Kangen, the Kan machines. Microclusters water particles and creates Naga ionized anion hydrogen water. The water can be tested with an ORP meter, proving its antioxidant properties, thus making it alkaline. Hey, put them limes in your water. You know what I'm saying? DH meters can also measure the concentration of dissolved hydrogen in the water. Lots of opinions to filter, though. But if you research the studies and test the water, I believe you'll see for yourself. Man. So they're talking about the Kangen machines, and I'll leave a couple links for you to differentiate this. Enagic.com. What makes Enagic different? For 5 decades, Enagic International has been a leader in manufacturing water ionization systems that transform regular tap water into anion. What? This is what they're doing? So they can take the hijacked water and turn it into pure, healthy, electrically reduced and hydrogen-rich drinking water. The Japan-based company internationally distributes hundreds of thousands of Kangen water machines to homes all over the globe. So all they do is charge it with the H minus or the H Naga, right? God, that's what they're doing. What is Kangen water, huh? Okay. Kangen means return to origin. That Kangan, huh? Yeah. Japanese, Kanjan water. Kanjan, man. Is this Prester John? Is this Kanjan water, man? Y'all let me know. Is genealogy about John? The genealogy, finding your ancestry connections with the John, with the kings, with the kingdom, with the, with the Khan? Are we seeing it? We know we're talking Japan and China. We're talking Hans and Khans, man. Like Hong Kong. Like King Kong. Alkaline. Remember, no disease can flourish in an alkaline environment. This is what got me digging on this. They said these diseases can't even flow no alkaline, man. Produced by Enagic's alkaline ionizer and water filtration machines for more than 5 decades. Kangen water, Kanjan water has been used in Japan to help restore the body to its original alkaline state. So no disease. This is the fountain of youth. These machines can transform your ordinary tap water into healthy, fresh tasting, alkaline, alkaline drinking water, man. God. So you could bring the fountain of youth to you. Of course, you know, the fountain is the fountain. Take a whole bath in it, right? But, you could bring that water to you if we can manufacture our own Kang water. Can we ANION our own water? Can we get our ANION back, right? These machines can transform your ordinary tap water into healthy, fresh, alkaline water, superior to tap, right? Can we get our ANION? Charge up our particles, Naga particles. Can we get our ANION? Can we return to ANION? And is this why they're switching up the anions for Arnons? And what does this have to do with the Arnon borders that Moab and Ammon are fighting over with Israel? What does it have to do with the water and the strait, the mythical straits of ANION? Is this why ANION is connected with the land of the Prester John, priest king, the Prester? HaWah, HaWah. Five Eyes got the wheel. We tribing up with tribe up music, man. Hey, Hijack City's always active, man. But we take, we learn to take our HaWah moments, man. We take our HaWah serious around here. Coming back home to ANION, is a pleasure. It's an honor. It's something that fills us with gratitude. You know that Prester John is connected to Mexico and put right here on the map for you to see. Connected with ANION. In the British Museum, 1530. Who's Prester John? Why are they switching the ANION and the Arnon? When they know it's just ANION. They don't want you to know about that water, about the truth, about the fountain of youth, about the kingdom of ANION. Lastly, man, leave this link as well, cause the anion and calcium requirement of the synthetic water splitting kind. I always think about natural law. I got a song called Photosynthesizing. We just synthesizing. It's all about anion, cause. Hey, considerable evidence has accumulated which suggests that the Cl and Ca2 are essential participants in the process of photosynthetic water oxidation. However, without special treatments of membrane preparations from chloroplasts, thylakoids, neither anions nor Ca2 need to be proved to assure water oxidizing activity. Apparently, these anions are very strongly held at the water oxidizing site of the thylakoid membrane An alternative, albeit less likely possibility, would be that a need for any one of the anions is artifactual and a consequence of a perturbation caused by the depletion of treatment. I'm just saying, man, they're using anions in science. They're using anions for treatment. It's hydrogen, man, but it's naga-charged hydrogen. And I just dropped that on your head bone strictly for my tribe, man. Strictly for the Khans and strictly for the Khan dynasty, man. Hey, you want to eat something today, man? Make sure you drink some Naga Charge with it, man. Huh? Hey, let's get this, man. Like I said, hit up Natural. Hey, we got it with sound this time, Natural. I ain't forgot about you, Khan, man. I ain't forgot, man. Last time we didn't have sound. Let's get this sound strictly for my tribe on the way out the door. Make sure y'all just hit up Natural by Law and get all this drop, man. Get all this drop, man, because on a day like today, you want to vibe up and tribe up with tribe up music, man. Look out for us, man. We surfing away 149 strictly for the Trizai. Let go, let go.
You ain't gotta
Tribe Nation.
You ain't gotta.
We did it again. We did it again, my noggin. You already know, man. Let your locks hang, man. Ether up today. Tribe music. Natural.
You ain't got a question, I'm open to suggestions. A weakness for your smile, you can wow to perfection. You got that kind of style, only found in the jazzless. To me, that's hella fly, you should slide. You're impressive, my energy detaching is heavy and infectious. That's the type of treasure that I really treat precious. What's on your checklist? I'm on my way from Texas. If you really down, I can get off on your exit, cause I just need a second of breeze and refreshments. A good rub down with some trees, no reception. Let go of deflection, she ain't second guessing. In a crazy space when they face with deception. They worry about a fly, most high, my protection. Mobbing with the crowd, then we glide with correction. I spit that cannon, I strategize the conception. And leave them paralyzed as they dive into depression. We gon' do it like this. I'm giving them the clues to get rich. I'ma show you how to do it with a twist. Change your view from the lift. Then you got the tools in the mix. Double back, make sure you don't quit. It's gon' open up the shift. 10 toes down, don't slip. Strictly for my tribe, that's it. Remember that bliss. Just let you go, don't trip. Stay focused as you notice in the chip. And we gon' do it like this. I'm giving them the tools to get rich. I'ma show you how to do it with a twist. Change your view from the lift. Then you got the tools in the mix, double back, make sure you don't quit. This gon' open up the shift. 10 toes down, don't slip. Strictly for my tribe, that's it. Remember that pick. Just let you go, don't trip. Stay focused as you notice in the chip.
Natural. By Law. 432. Knoxville. Blue, purple, red. White linen, gold thread. The dawn. Wow. Ready, man. My tribe. My tribe. My tribe. My tribe. My tribe. My tribe. My
This is strictly for my tribe. Kick 'em like a Cherokee, cap it to the thighs. Baby with the jealousy, heresy, and lies. We be in the sky every day above the nine. Building on the energy from the most high. Never getting rid of me, the soul never dies. Challenging the chemistry, the frequency is tied. Into everything that realization has us fried. They hijacking time, trying to hit rewind. So I got to shine, sharing how I'm carrying over every single rhyme. Something like a carry when they see you cut the lines. If it's war that declaring, it's apparent that I'm fine. Charging in my prime, stopping in the swine. A floating caterpillar with gorillas on the climb. The flow is so hard when it's planted in the mind. Navigating stars in the car you can't sign. We gon' do it like this. I'm giving them the clues to get rich. I'ma show you how to do it with a twist. Change your view from the lift. Then you got the tools in the mix. Double back, make sure you don't quit. It's gonna open up the shift. 10 toes down, don't slip. Strictly for my tribe, that's it. Remember that piff. Just set your goals on trips. Stay focused as you notice in the chip. We gon' do it like this. I'm giving them the clues to get rich. I'ma show you how to do it with a twist. Change your view from the lift. Then you got the tools in the mix. Double back, make sure you don't quit. It's gonna open up the shit. 10 toes down, don't slip. Strictly for my tribe, that's it. Remember that piff. Just set your goal, don't trip. Stay focused as you notice in the chip.
We gonna do it like this, strictly for my tribe, man. Tribe Nation, man. Tribe up, man. Just let your locks flow. Let your locks hang today on a face bone and say, hey, happy holidays, Mike. You say, hey, man, we always Tawab, man, on the holy days, man. And this ain't one of them. Y'all in the dead of winter talking about the birth of something. Y'all better stop it, man. I love y'all, man. We did it again. The Water for Surfing Away live, man. I feel like we live in full effect, man. Prester 149. Look out for number 150. Man, did we do it? Or did we do it, man? Y'all get in the classroom of natural by law, man. He's dropping con bomb after con bomb, man. Look at this, man. Oh, he got a whole new joint. Oh, he's in the 4-hour club. The 4-hour club. Kane killed. I said Kane, the created one. Okay, there we go. The God particle. I told y'all, look out for it, man. Look out for genetic stars of Adam. Hey, another track called We Know. Hey, can we get this one right quick, man? Let's pop off, man. Why not? I mean, why wouldn't we, man? Hey, for the tribe, man. I want one more. We need one more, man. Natural by law. Let go.
To see you use the word Aborigines talking about African Americans.
I've made very, very clear I don't know where that comment comes from.
Well, from your subconscious.
Well, I guess. I mean, it's not even a normal thing anyone would say, even if you meant something in a negative fashion. I don't know if you would pull that out.
You got it from a premise that I don't agree with, so I can't let you continue on my show and telling me that we come from Africa. I did not come from Africa, nor did 85% of all black people in America.
They
were here all the time.
Already. Let's go, man.
Yeah. Oh, she West.
Pop off, man.
This is hidden truth, but nonetheless we know. So try to listen up as I lay down the flow. Everything you see is all part of the show to distract the large mass they have under control. Your TV and radio brainwashing ratio. 85% of our kind are aboriginals existing in this land before the established plan of colonists. The plot and trick, the scheme and high demand. The Spanish Inquisition, they forgot to mention. Declared the very war that led to all division. Melatonin like original Romans, the culture stolen. I emotion grow away with emotion. I'm dropping potions, you've been trained not to listen. Praising these politicians and tricks from the sleeves to lock you in dimensions of the third. See my eyes on surge, just planning hurt. Putting words, putting nuance to work, bring like a church.
Look at the old Chuck was here 20, 30, 40, 50,000 years before me.
Ancient civilizations, records of the old that hold administrations. I've been storing knowledge to grow with much patience. Spanning every mind, digesting this information on the surface of my skin. They label me African, though the blood of my kin is strictly American. Driven out by the trail of tears. 1,000 miles made us walk from our land in fear. Let's get it clear, call us builders of the mound. Confirmation and sound, pyramids in every town. We built them off from the ground. From Mexico to Jean, no switch like Megatron. As the truth from the proof, the roots just carried on. I'm majestic as a trees, a blessing in every breeze. I'm able or a bull that rises like degrees in the measure of the rhyme, the gatekeepers of time. If you really study all this, reconstruct the lines. But you are more than black, this heritage you lack. I'm here to bring you back, now watch the Asians attack. Finally some facts, being written and spitting. Naturalized flesh, I mesh well with the spirit. A living art exhibit like Village of Ica Stones. Laser carved pictures, I bring you on microphones. Claim the status of your melanin magic. Remove the havoc, watch the damage of repetitive lies. Suddenly vanish, let them panic as I shatter the mold. Unlocking codes, revelations in the cursive and bold. Leaving them froze, the return of the old. My soul is OG. A nation to prepare in the name of 13. That's me, Mercury. Born a stabilizer. 85% remain up under fire. I will not expire until our empire's replenished. Done to finish, I'm building a bit higher.
You have nationality, you have not. Cannot come from through the country.
What he said was true, we are the Amo group. Indigenous Moors, my speech historical. From the ancient Moab, hanging in Judea. That shit you think you know is from a view of a hater that hates you.
HaLaWah. Feel like
got to
school
continue to
days.
fight on and do what's best for the state in the long run. And frankly, it's going to give me the opportunity to talk about things that I may never been able to talk about before.
You mean the bill?
Or the bill, or talk about race relations issues, things like that. I mean, I have a freedom that a lot of people don't have because of that.
Because you used the word Aborigine.
Because I've been through the fire, and I can talk to people, I can relate to people, I can let them know what kind of person I am, and we can talk about things that sometimes have been a little bit taboo.
Gotta. Yeah, man. Shout out to the bro, man. OG Mercury, man.
I'm almost.
Natural by Law. Y'all get in the classroom, man. Not only is he kicking 4-hour drops on your head bone, but he's like, putting he put the whole soundtrack to it. You know what I'm saying? Look at all this great work right here by Natural by Law. The bro put the soundtrack. Can we get one? Y'all want one more for the Disneyland, man? Can we do one more for the con? Natural by Law, man. This joint is called Shikamaga Dreams. We out of here, babe. Shout out Natural by Law, man. Con up. Shikamaga.
No in-betweens, I need to let up off some steam. I've been focused on being Moses to rage against machines. I was hoping with me approaching, liking what you see. Can't help but notice that ocean carried in those dreams. This is just another scene from my Chickamauga dream. Underwater with the stream, something like a submarine. In denial, if they deny you, they don't know any see. To the pile, I didn't pile the parts into these beats. Subatomic, but not bionic. Cause natural through your speakers, kicking out at your supersonic dimensions from the ether. Diabolic, the symbiotic, cause really how they treat you. A comic spotted comic, it's really nice to meet you. I just really wanna treat you to the vibes that they don't teach you. Deprivation is ill mistaken when we present a feature. But required demonstration is right after I sent you. Cause we'll pull off from this reefer, we'll both be in the bleachers. For real. Chickamauga dreams. Chickamauga dreams. For a Chickamauga queen. Watch me spit it from the soul. My haters can't rock and roll. I run it like Slotty knows. How do I do it? No one knows. I guess he really keeps the code exposed and we explode. Supernovas, baking soda right out of the blackest hole. I'ma let this project go. Compose, layer and go. Like the cities we created before the waters and hoes. I just wanna see you jiggle and wiggle about your clothes. Not for real, for those users of precious and righteous stones. Incidental. How my flow is official, it can't be cloned. Snapping pencils as I write to offend you. The Thunderdome is on the way for all you suckers and buses. No going home. The erasures of this last episode is taking too long.
Wow.
Chickamauga dreams. Chickamauga dreams. For a Chickamauga queen.
Pop off of that. Let's get it, man. Super.
Chickamauga dreams. Chickamauga dreams. For a Chickamauga queen. I'ma take the show on the road, cause I'm coding when it comes to the cold. Real niggas don't fold. I'ma take the show on the road, cause I'm coding when it comes to the cold. Real niggas don't fold. I'ma take the show on the road, cause I'm coding when it comes to the cold. Real niggas don't fold. I'ma take the show on the road, cause I'm coding when it comes to the cold. Real niggas don't fold.
Tribe up, man. Y'all see what's happening here. We in the ether. The music, the vibration is us, it's you, it's me, it's the water, it's the ANION, you know what I mean? Hey, out to my cons, man. Stay up, suit up, choose up.